Welcome to the High Refresher videos. Remember, these videos will only make sense if you've attended the training program. Hi, welcome. Today we're going to be discussing a little bit of theory on how to read the book, how to read the sheets, how to understand what we call the key signature, and how to decipher that very difficult looking hieroglyph symbols which are called notations, right? So we'll break it down and keep it fairly simple for you. Right, so when you open your book, you are going to see these 5 lines, right? And there's something at the top left hand side which we call the key signature, and this tells you the key of the song, what beats the song are in, and all kinds of information, where your sa starts, etc. Right? So most Western books will have the same kind of 5 lines over here, but they have different symbols, something like that or something like that. What we are going to do is have something like this. When you see this symbol in a Western music book, that basically means this is your treble clef, bass clef. But if you see this means that this is the Hindustani vocal clef, right? Which looks something like this. Alright, it essentially is going from sa to pa to sa, but I'll get to that. Alright, so once you see this, you know that whatever you're going to be reading is relevant to the Hindustani vocal notation. Alright. From here, if you see something like this essentially means that your sa starts on Kali ek or K1. If you saw something like S3, it would mean your sa starts from Safed 3, right? So this tells you where your sa is supposed to start. Alright, once that is done, you would have something like this, and this essentially gives you the tal or the beat of the song. So a 4/4 essentially means your song is 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. If, and there is something in the grade 1 book, you see something like this. This is a 3/4, which means just focus on this number essentially, which means 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. If ever you saw something like this, focus on that number, 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, and this tells you how many beats are there to a bar. Alright, and the last thing to know about your key signature is a lot of questions arise. How do I know which rag is playing, right? So just for example, if I had put, we have something called sharp or tivra and flat or komal, right? So if I put a sharp over here, and since in case you don't know the notations, I'll tell you what happened. That's sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, and that's your upar wala sa, right? In your key signature, a sharp here means anywhere your ma note will fall, wo ma tivra. Alright, yani ke if you look at this, I'd say, oh, this piece is in Kalyan. If I had put a flat here and a flat here, and if you just looked at this piece to figure out or decipher which tat or which rag this piece is going to be, Re Komal, Ma Tivra, Dha Komal, which would tell you that this piece is in Purvi, right? So understanding this tells you what to sing, and whenever you hit the dha note, whenever you hit the re note, you would hit the komal dha, the komal re, right? So this essentially is your key signature. Important to know. This tells you how your whole piece will run. Now let's get into notation. Alright, so you're going to see essentially 4 different kinds of notes, and they look like this. Right, or The value of this note is 4, which essentially means if this is a bar, the key signature says 4 by 4. That means you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. Each bar has 4 beats. Tuck, 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 tuck. That's what this tells you, right? The rule is the total of each bar has to equal 4. So, if I'm giving mathematical values to my notes, this is also called a whole note, a half note, a quarter note, and an eighth note. I won't get into the technical name of the notes, but this is important for you to know. So if I put just a whole note here, the value is 4. I need to equal a mathematical total of 4. I can't put anything more over here, right? However, if I put a half note, the value is 2. That means I still need to mathematically fill up 2 more over here. So I could either do this, and now 2 plus 2 is 4, or I could do something like this, which is 2, 1 and 1, which is 4. And that gives me a correct bar. I've notated it correctly, and this value equals to 4. Alright, I could do something like this, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. I've reached my value of 4. Or I could do something like this, which is half plus 1 plus 2, which also equals 4, which is absolutely fine, right? How does this actually count? It on a beat of tut, 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 ta. Right? That's half. So tut, 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 ta. 1 and 2, 3. Alright, we've discussed this in our session, so it's not going to be too difficult for you. It's just a refresher, right? Having done this, very often, let's say in my composition, I want this to sound like sa, sa, re, but I don't want it to be sa, sa, re. I want it to be sa, re. So this is correctly depicting how I want it to be sung, but it's 2 plus 1, 3. So it's mathematically incorrect. So what I do is I want the value of 3. I put a little dot over there. So a dotted note becomes sa, re, ni, sa, re, ni. Right? So what the dot does is it helps us get exactly what we want from the composition. So this becomes sa, re, ni, sa. Alright, so one is the dotted note, and the other one that you need to learn is something what we call tie. This is a dotted note. If in my composition I wanted to be sa, re, re, ni, sa, it's re, re, ni, sa. Right now that's how it's depicted. Sa, re, re, ni, sa. But I didn't want this to be, I don't want this to be sung. So I want it sung like sa, re, ni, sa, re, ni. I don't want it to be re, re, ni, sa. So there's a simple way of doing that, and that's to tie the two notes together. So when you see this, it just means it's this, and this extends to the value of this. So this becomes sa, re, ni, sa, and this note extends there, and it extends into the next bar. So when you see a tie, it means these two notes are tied together, and the value extends from here to here right up to there. Alright, so Refer to this when you're looking through the book. This video will really help you, especially our Hindustani vocal teachers who have not been exposed to the Western style of notation. Alright, so key signature, notation, how to translate and interpret the notes right here.